Welcome, we've made it to patch 0.172, where Gel Shop has a new feature. There's some new free character customization options, some mining nodes drop starstones, rummage piles exists, and several limits associated with the housing plots have been increased. Okay, let's talk about the first new feature, and that is, well, some new character customization options available at Gel Shop. So this includes 8 new skin tones, which we've updated our character with. 16 new face options, which I did not update on my character. And 14 new eye color options, which we did update on our character. And this has a 1-week cooldown that resets the same time as the weekly once, which is, well, 8 p.m. Pacific time Sunday, so 4 a.m. UTC Monday. They have also added 11 new hairstyle options, 8 more hair color options, 9 new facial hair options, and 3 new glasses. Now, this all sounds well and good, but I should inform you that at least as of right now, it is currently bugged a little bit. So we said that you can do this once per week, and it resets Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. But there's currently a bug where if you go into the wardrobe in Gel's, or possibly your own wardrobe, but I think it's just Gel's wardrobe for right now, but just to be safe, and you change some of your options there, because things like beards are available there, then it could potentially lock you out from changing your character for that week in the mirror on the wall. Next up is the starstones. They've added 10 starstones: amethyst, aquamarine, citrine, emerald, garnet, jasper, onyx, quartz, ruby, and sapphire. I found these personally while mining stone, while checking out the new palium ore changes, and I only found citrine, so they seem to be more common than the others, at least for me. But you can't really craft them into anything. They sell for quite a bit. I think citrine sold for 600 a piece, which was a lot more than the other things. You can gift them to villagers based off of what their star sign thing is, and you'll get like unique dialogue from them. And on that front of mining, palium ore, and in the patch notes, it says this in a really funny way. It says, expect about 60% more palium ore nodes now available in Bahari Bay. And I mean, they didn't actually increase the amount of nodes of palium ore in Bahari Bay. What they seem to have done was increase the spawn rate of the nodes that can hold palium ore. So I don't know if this is across the board, because I didn't test it with iron yet. But if you just run a small route of palium ore nodes, you'll typically find that they respawn pretty quickly now, about 60% faster, which is, according to the patch notes, what we should expect, but it's much more than a 60% change. It's either currently bugged and is going much faster than intended, or people, instead of running entire map farms, are going to be able to run more local farms for palium ore. You don't know before this patch. If you did an entire run of every node on the map, you'd get back to the first node right around when it was spawning. You might be able to get back there as it was spawning, or you might beat the spawn. Now, if you do a node run of a single area, you'll get back to the first one as it's spawning, which makes me think this is more bugged than intentional. But I did not notice any new palium nodes when I was, playing through it. On to the house stuff. They increased the building limit from 15 to 30, which is up here, but they also only increased the limit for placeable items on a plot from 2,000 to 3,000. So if you're bad at math, it's a 100% increase for the total housing add-ons, but only a 50% increase for the total placeable items. Now, this is great for those people who don't really want to build much larger things and just want to add small things like hallways without it killing them. But, you know, each house still only has a maximum of 15 total rooms. So it's not like you could build these big sprawling things. Oh, and you see this harvest house here? It's got 15. We cannot connect these to one another. So these harvest houses cannot connect to each other. So if I've got one in this corner over here, it can't connect to this one, to this room right here, even if I add like a hallway or something. It's basically each house is its own cluster. But what this basically means is that if you loaded up every room possible, you would now have, well, 100 decoration items per room rather than the 130 decorations per room that you have right now. And I understand that a lot of people don't use the maximum decorations in a room. It's not really needed. But as they add more like doodads, like individual plates that you might be able to stack or put in things, well, you'll hit those numbers a lot quicker and might not be able to decorate everything. Of course, I'm not really one to speak. My decoration skills are non-existent. It is a potential side effect of these numbers raising is if you try to decorate everything to the max, you might notice that you have less options per individual room. On to, well, the weird change. Rummage piles are a new thing in the game. If you're like me and you didn't like the fact that lucky coins and the entire makeshift set through fishing and the entirety of fishing itself and most of the stuff for bundles was almost entirely RNG, this new system is, well, entirely RNG. Welcome to the Choppa Rummage Pile. Every day there is one of these that spawns and you can loot it exactly once. It's in the same location for everyone from what I can tell, and you should be able to, if people find it, you should just be able to share the location, get it. Now, what can you get from these rummage piles? Well, there's a new rummage pile set, as well as some quest items, like found items, but you might notice something in my inventory. There actually is one. I completed this quest. I was given an item. I didn't lose the quest item. They didn't take away the quest item, which means it is now hogging an inventory spot, at least until I throw it in my chest and forget about it, which means the quest items are a little bit broken, I guess, at the moment. I don't know. But yeah, it's another completely RNG feature in a game that was suffering from having a ton of RNG already, so I don't really like it. The number of fishing hotspots throughout Bahari Bay have been increased, so there are some new hotspots that have been added. All the hotspots now respawn faster, and they fixed some of them that were in the flooded fortress of Bahari Bay. And they added some circles on the map for some quests that involve looking for items. And now on to everybody's favorite part, which I will do live. I haven't really looked at any of these yet. Welcome to the outfits. Let's start with the cheapest, because everybody loves the cheapest. This is the Sun-Kissed Bundle, which comes in multiple variations, costing 850 tokens. You'll notice I still only have 425, still can't buy anything. And this is the quote-unquote normal one. It's got a very feminine look. You can tell by the midriff being there. It's not that men can't expose their midriff. It's just that it's a fairly feminine style when they do. As we spin, I don't personally, none of these are really matching me. This is probably the best looking one, but again, it's got mushrooms on the back. A little bit iffy on all of those. Wouldn't personally buy them. So you can buy them individually for the price of 2/3 of a Stardew Valley, or the entire thing for 1 1/3 of a Stardew Valley. So $10, $20. Next up, we have the Snow Seer bundle. And I'll be honest, this first outfit here doesn't actually look that bad to me. This one is significantly worse. I think just the default one looks pretty good to me, just because of the colors. This will cost you $12.75, which is the price of an entire Stardew Valley, or 2 Stardew Valleys for all 3. Ooh, the Crystal Glade is not. They really went all out on the greens this time, didn't they? In the flowers. Not the biggest fan of the greens in the flowers. The capital finish. That one looks pretty good too. I like that one too. So I found two different colors of this that I like, but of course, and it's just the color scheme that I like, although the icon is really shiny. I do like the icon being shiny, but just plain default one looks pretty good to me. And the feature item here that people will be super excited about, it's the Plushie Pal bundle for 1,700 coins, 1 1/3. So for 1 1/3 Stardew Valleys, you can get your hands on the Plushie Pal bundle. And I can see this being a big hit with people. I can see this being more of a big hit with people if you can choose what pieces to wear. So, like, personally, I think the shirt without the jacket would be better, and having the backpack be not on the outfit would be better, but that's just me. That's just me. We have the bear, Kuma Kuma Bear, Kuma Kuma Bear, Kuma Kuma Bear. Again, default outfit, probably the way I would go. We have a frog, and look at the little ears. Frog. Lily leapers. Oh, sorry, it's a lily pad leapers here. It's not straight from. And the bamboo bandit. Look at him. He's gonna steal your stuff. Why doesn't this one have a design on the front of the shirt? Whoa, that is way out there. So again, the theme of this week's outfits, or this patch's outfits, seems to be the color green. They added a bit of pink last time. Yeah. So I guess if you want my final thoughts about the patch, absolutely final thoughts, nothing more to be added after this. The patch sort of has me a little bit worried. Obviously the changes to Palium are good. They mean that more people will probably get Palium and you'll get it faster. So no need to run around as much. You'll be affecting less overall people when farming for it. All good. But, and this is the big but, I'm a little bit worried about the side grade content. They seem to be pushing a bunch of RNG based side content with stuff like the rummage piles, the makeshift sets, the adding things to the lucky coin shop all the time, instead of trying to add more vertical content to the game that you can reach through things, through actually doing things. And I mean, even if you look at it, the bundles in themselves are a very RNG based system right now. They're based off of fishing, which has really, really low return rates for a lot of stuff. I mean, if we want to have a discussion around the RNG in this game, I personally think it's way overdone and way too much. Hopefully we'll see a turnaround on that once, well, in the new year, probably. But yeah, we should have a new NPC coming out in the future. We should have the Palium Grove coming out, a new huntable creature, a bunch of small things. I should have this windmill done before long, like 2 hours on that. Yay, windmill. Hooray, windmill. And mining now has a new way to make money, which is great. I think adding a new way to make money to a main feature is good. Now that said, I think they could have added like recipes for the new starstones, like a little wall decoration that you can make with them, things like that. I think what most people would want is just something like earrings or a necklace or even a ring or something, but half of that stuff's not even possible. And you know that they wouldn't want to make craftable stuff that you could wear. Why would they ever do that? So yeah, I think just specific little decorations like a wall decoration, or maybe something you can put on like a shelf for each of them. Like say 3 decorations for each of the stones would be probably good enough as a starting point, but you didn't add any of those. None of them. None of them. Oh well, that's it for my complaining about Palia for another week. I guess I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks when they release 0.173, although that's getting like dangerously close. When is Thanksgiving this year? Wow, it's getting to be the holiday season already. We should be expecting a Switch announcement in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Still just existing, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching. Here are the people that make this possible, and if you want to see my first impressions of Fashion Dreamer, click here.